Once more again, we appreciate your valued support. We appreciate your being there. We appreciate your following. But then we, as much as we can, we continue to bring to you each and every other type of detail that you require to know about the possible ways in which you can use to migrate to the United States of America. Now, for here today, I'll be covering more than 12 types of visa that are commonly used to migrate to USA as of 2025. In 2025, several visa categories will likely continue to be the most common pathways for individuals seeking to migrate to the United States. Now, these visa categories fall into two broad categories. I want you to get me very clearly. Apart from looking at these types of visa, they are also categorized into a number of categories. Now, and these categories are immigrant visas, which provide permanent residency or a green card, and non-immigrant visa, which are temporary and allow people to stay in the United States for specific purposes. Therefore, here are some of the common types of visas for migration to the US in 2025. And that is what I will be going through today as we try to break it down for you, to just bring the know-how, to let you know on what is expected of you, even as you try to maybe get whether it is F1 visa, H1 visa, the green card, the H1B visa, all those types of visa, or either you're looking for L1 visa, TN visa, EB1, EB2, EB3 visa, EB4 visa, EB5 visa, then this is the place to be. Stick around, then this video is meant for you. Now, family-based immigrant visas. Now, when you talk about this, then we are saying that family-based immigration remains one of the most common pathways for migration to the US. This process allows U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents who are green card holders to sponsor relatives for U.S. residency. Immediate relative immigrant visa, what you are calling IR. IR1, spouse of a U.S. citizen, uses IR1. IR2, unmarried child under 21 years of a U.S. citizen will come to the U.S. through that particular method. IR5, parent of a U.S. citizen. U.S. citizen must be at least 21 years old to sponsor their parent. So you see already, as a U.S. citizen, you have the possibility of bringing either your wife under IR1, bringing your children who are under the age of 21 under IR2, and bringing your own parents under IR5. Parent of a U.S. citizen, but then for the citizen to bring his or her parent, the citizen must be at least 21 years of age. Now, family preference immigration visa, F1. Unmarried sons and daughters 21 years or older of a U.S. citizens. They can as still well come, but now under F1. F2A. Spouse and child under 21 of lawful permanent residents can as well also come to the U.S. and pursue their path to permanent residency. F2B, unmarried sons and daughters 21 years or older of lawful permanent residents. Then we have F3, unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens will as well still come to the U.S. through F3. Then we have F4. Siblings of U.S. citizens. U.S. citizen must be at least 21 years old for him or her to bring over his or her siblings. Employment-based immigrant visa. So, meaning somebody can still come to the U.S. through employment. Employment-based immigration allows workers with specific skills or qualifications to migrate to the U.S. for long-term employment and permanent residency. Now, looking at this one, then we start by looking at what you're calling EB1 visa. And remember here, I am just but giving you the various types of visas that can enable you to come to the US. Next time, I'll be breaking each and every one of these particular visas, their requirements, their status, how long you can use to stay in the United States, all those, and the eligibility. Now, we start by looking at EB1 as an employment-based visa that can help you to come to the United States. This is meant for individuals with extraordinary abilities, top professionals, researchers, athletes, and executives. You can come to the United States through use of what? EB1 visa. Priority workers, what you're calling what? Priority workers. They are able to come to the United States using EB1. It includes subcategories for outstanding professors and researchers, multinational executives, and people with extraordinary ability in specific fields like arts, science, education, business, or athletics. They can also pursue their way to permanent residency by using EB1 visa. We have what you're calling EB2 visa. EB2 visa, it is for professionals with, when you talk about EB2 visa, then we are saying that this one is meant for professionals that have, so you can as well also use EB2 visa. Professionals with advanced degrees or exceptional ability. For professionals with advanced degrees or those who can show exceptional ability in their field, either physicians, engineers, artists, business professionals, includes national interest waiver, the NIW, which allows some individuals to self-petition their visa and also be able to come to the United States and work there. Now, that is the EB2 visa. Now, apart from the EB2 visa, we are also saying that we have what you're calling what? The EB3 visa. Now, when you talk about EB3 visa, then we are saying that the EB3 visa will also enable somebody to come to the United States, and this one is for skilled workers, professionals, and other workers. For skilled workers, professionals with bachelor's degree, and other workers in less skilled roles, e.g. nurses, construction workers, technicians, then for them they are allowed to use what you're calling what? EB3. And remember, these are people who are working in fields that have what? Less job opportunity, less people working there. But then their demand is high. For example, nurses, they use the EB3. EB4, special immigrants. For certain special categories of immigrants, including religious workers, employees of international organizations, and other unique classification, they use what you're calling what? EB4. EB5, immigrant investor program. For individuals who invest a significant amount of capital, usually $1 million or 500,000 US dollars in targeted employment areas in US business that creates jobs in US, workers are also eligible to come to the US through what you're calling what? EB5. H1B visa. This one is for specialized occupation. The H1B visa remains one of the most popular temporary work visa for foreign professionals, especially in fields like technology, education, engineering, and healthcare. This visa allows employers to hire foreign workers in positions requiring a bachelor's degree or higher in a specialized field. Key features: it requires a job offer from a U.S. employer in a specialty occupation for you to use the H-1B as a pathway to U.S., initially granted for 3 years with a possible extension of up to 6 years. So you can come to the U.S. for 6 years, subject to an annual cap, with the exception for certain employers such as universities and non-profit research organizations. L1 visa, intra-company transfer. So the L1 visa is used by multinational companies to transfer employees from overseas offices to U.S. offices in managerial, executive, or specialized knowledge roles. L1A, for executives or managers up to 7 years of stay. L1B, for employees with specialized knowledge. And at L1B, you are given up to 5 years of stay while you are working. Apart from L1 visa that is categorized into L1A for executives and managers and L1B for employees, then another type of visa is also the F1 visa or the student visa. Now, the F1 visa is for individuals who wish to study in the United States at an accredited academic institution, such as a university or a college, for either a bachelor's degree, a college certificate, a diploma, a master's degree, or a PhD degree. Key features: applicants must be enrolled in a full-time program. It allows students to remain in the U.S. for the duration of their studies, with the possibility of extension for optional practical training, OPT, after graduation. J1 visa, this is an exchange visitor visa. So for J1 visa, we are being told it is for individuals participating in exchange programs, including students, scholars, professionals who are coming to the US for specific cultural exchange or educational purposes. Key features, it will include categories for research scholars, teachers, interns, and also the AU pairs. Participants may be required to return to their home country for a period after completing their program. What you're calling what? The home residency period. The home residency period or home residency requirement states that after you are done with your program in the US, then you must go back to your home country for at least a period of 2 years before you can again be allowed to apply for another J1 visa to come to the United States. We have the O1 visa. This is for individuals with extraordinary ability or achievement. People such as athletes, people who play soccer, football, athletics, people who are involved in running, musicians, people in the art industry, comedians. Then for them, they can use what you're calling what? The O1 visa. O1 visa is for individuals who have demonstrated extraordinary ability or achievement in their field, including arts, science, education, business, or athletics. So the applicants must provide evidence of their extraordinary ability, such as awards, media coverage, or a significant record of achievement for you to be given an O1 visa. K1 visa, or what you're calling the F&D visa. K1 visa allows what you're calling the, let me just go back, I bring it for you to see what you're talking about the K1 visa. So for the K1 visa or the F&D visa, allows the F&D of a US citizen to enter the United States for the purposes of marriage. After marriage, the foreign spouse can apply now for adjustment of status to become a lawful permanent resident, or through what you're calling what? A green card holder. So the key features, the couple must marry within 90 days of the F&D's arrival in the United States. B2 visa. This one is meant for tourists. It is a tourist visa. If you're coming to Minnesota to look at, let's say, the 10 lakes within Minnesota. By the way, Minnesota has more lakes as a state, more than 10,000 lakes. That's why it is called the land of 10,000 lakes. Then maybe you're just coming to see the magnificent American Mall in Minnesota. Maybe you're coming to visit tourist attraction sites in America. And then you're using what you're calling what? The B2 visa. So the B2 visa allows individuals to visit the US for tourism purposes, also visiting families or receiving medical treatment. Then you can use the B2 visa. Key features, temporary, usually granted for up to 6 months with the possibility of extension, not intended for employment or long-term stay. So it is a temporary visa with the possibility of only 6 months, but then it can be extended. E2 visa, investor visa. So the E2 visa allows individuals from treaty countries to enter the United States for the purposes of developing and directing business in which they have invested a significant amount of capital. So you can also be allowed. But then for you to use the E2 visa, your country must be having a treaty or a trade contract with the US. So applicant must come from a country that has a treaty of commerce with the United States of America. The visa is typically renewable in increments of up to 2 years. We have the TN visa. So the TN visa is for Canadian and Mexican professionals seeking to work in the US under the USMCA, formerly NAFTA. It is available for certain professionals in fields like engineering, accounting, and scientific research. And this one is only meant for Canadian and Mexican citizens because of the commercial treaty that their countries have with the US. Available for individuals who have a job offer in a professional occupation listed under the agreement. Then it also allows an initial stay of up to 3 years with the extensions available. Then we have the DV, the diversity visa, DV lottery, or the green card visa. So the DV or the diversity visa lottery is an immigration visa program that provides 50,000 immigrant visa annually to people from countries with low rates of immigration to the US. It is a random selection process. So the key features of the green card: applicant must meet specific educational or work experience requirement. The lottery is typically open for a limited period each year. So in 2025, there will still be a variety of visa types for individuals seeking to migrate to the United States, depending on their reason for travel, work, family, education purposes, etc. Therefore, it is important to select the correct visa category based on your specific situation and goals. Whether you are seeking to move permanently, work, study, or visit, understanding the visa requirements and the process is very crucial for successful immigration to the US. And that is why I said that then I'll be doing another type of video on each and every one of these types of visas, explaining the eligibility, the requirement of that particular visa, the duration of that particular visa, what can make you to come, how long does that particular visa take, what are the processes involved, the pros and the cons of those particular types of visa, and telling you also whether those visas are immigrant visas, meaning they can allow you to relocate to the United States, or are they non-immigrant visa, or are they employment-based visa? And if they are employment-based visa, can they allow you to pursue a pathway to becoming a permanent resident in the US? With that in mind, go through our video. Remember to hit the subscription button. Remember to like. Remember to share. Comment in the comment section. Our email will always be attached there if you have something that you want us to talk about. We're just trying to bring all this before you. But then remember, we are saying that this is just information. In case you are in need of legal advice, then you must seek the advice of an attorney, an immigrant attorney, to advise you accordingly on which type of visa is the best. But for us, we just offer a platform that is meant to educate you, that is meant to inform you, so that even as you plan, you have some rough knowledge on what is intended to you. Thank you so much.